So with Valentine's Day coming up, I thought it would be a fun thing to make some cards. And I was going to found this papercraft and origami book. And I was going to try an origami heart. There was a cool one that was like stood up. But I was trying to do it, and it's going to take a lot of practice and better instructions than what are in this book. But I did come across a card called Valentine's Heart. And they say you can use this for any holiday that you want. You just change out the symbol that you have in the card. And this is a pop-up card. So I thought that one might be fun. So let's get started with that. Alright, so to start with, need a good stiff piece of card. It's a little thicker than normal paper. The cardstock, anything just a little bit thicker. So I have mine, and I cut a strip here that is going to be the support. And I have seeds all over the place from the next part of this book. Okay, our support, and they say to do a 7 centimeter. Looks like it's 7 centimeters from where we do the folds. And then this fold that is going to be starting right there. Oops. Starting right there is going to go on a diagonal. Okay, so let me cut my strip here. And then I'm going to cut down on my crease to that point where the 7 centimeters will start. And it looks like the top, the slanted part gets folded down. Like that. And the bottom part will get folded up. Like that. Okay, so I'm guessing it's going to stand like that, and then the heart's going to go on the top like that. Okay, so we have our card that we folded in half. And we are going to take our support, and we're going to line it up with the crease in the card. So the crease on the support and the crease in the card are going to match up. And figure out where I want to put it. When it closes, my heart will still be inside. And probably about there. So we get our glue out. And make sure that crease is lining up. You might have to hold it there for a little bit till it takes hold and so it can dry. And then we'll take our heart and we'll put a little bit of glue on the tabs of our support. And I'm thinking you'll probably want to go ahead and fold this in half before you put it on the support. Again, you're going to match it up with the crease on the support. Let it dry there for a few minutes. And in the meantime, we'll think about what we might want to put inside of our card for a greeting. When I make cards, I tend to go to books of poetry that I have and try to find a poem that might be appropriate to go with the occasion. So if you don't have any books of poetry around the house, one thing you can do is go to our website, somersetcolibrary.org, and look at one of the resources that we have available through our website called Lit Finder. Okay, so we've gone to somersetcolibrary.org, and under the Research tab, click on Online Resources. Of course, since I know that I'm looking for Lit Finder, I can also jump to Online Resource category, because we do have a long line of resources that are available through our website, and just type in Lit Finder. So here's Lit Finder, and with Lit Finder, you can discover literature for more than 150,000 full-text poems, 840,000 poem citations and excerpts, 7,100 full-text short stories and novels, 3,800 full-text essays published in the 16th to 20th centuries, 2,400 full-text speeches, and 1,250 full-text plays. Also includes biographies, work summaries, photographs, and a glossary. Users can access works from over 80,000 authors from 660 nationalities. Find everything from sonnets of Shakespeare to the poetry of Maya Angelou, poetry of the 13th century to contemporary poems by African American women, the inaugural speeches of George Washington through George W. Bush, short stories by Edgar Allan Poe to stories by up-and-coming writer Elizabeth Weld, or essays on such subjects as the arts, science, and religion. So let's take a look at Lit Finder. And I am going to type in Valentine. And you'll see it starts to populate with suggestions, and I'm going to just click on Valentine's Day. And you can see I get 230 possible works that I can choose from for my poem to include in my card. So if you scroll down, you see who the author is, this poem, how many words are in the poem, and gives you like a little excerpt from the poem so you can get an idea of what it looks like. If you wanted to, you could even filter down these results by subject. You want to do periodical verse, St. Valentine's Day, holidays, love, and so forth. If you know the name of the work that you're looking for, you can search by the name of the work. And has a topic finder. The topic finder I find doesn't work as nearly as well for this as it does for some of the other databases. You can see it breaks it down into smaller, more searchable categories. We'll go back to the previous page here. And just scrolling down through here, and see some of the poems that are available. And here's one. We all know roses are red, violets are blue. But here's the rest of the poem. The rose is red, the violet's blue, the honey's sweet, and so are you. Thou art my love, and I am thine. I drew thee to my Valentine. The lot was cast, and then I drew, and fortune said it should be you. I like that one. Okay, scroll down even further. And since part of some questions for St. Valentine, that was sort of cute. And then there are multiple pages, so this is something that we have to choose from. And since the front of my Valentine, I'm actually going to use some seeds. There was one here that had something about the south is a dream of flowers with a jewel for sky and sea, rose crowns for the dancing hours, gold fruits upon every tree. But cold from the north the wind blows forth, that blows my love to me. The stars in the south are gold, like lamps between sky and sea. The flowers that the forests hold, like stars between tree and tree. But little and white is the pale moon's light that lights my love to me. In the south the orange grove makes dusk by the dusky sea. White palaces wrought for love gleam white between tree and tree. But under bare boughs is a little house warm lit for my love and me. And if you wanted to, you can download the poem that you find that you want to use. You can save it to Google Drive if you have Google, or Microsoft OneDrive. You can email it to yourself, or you can just download it to your computer, or just print it out. So that is Lit Finder. And I hope you will have some fun exploring this. Okay, so I hope you got some ideas of some verses that you might be able to use in your card. And I think we're dry here, and you can see when we close up our card, the heart lays flat. When you open it up, it pops open. Okay, so for the front of my card, I came across this idea that had a heart made with seeds. And then you can tell the person to plant the card, and then the seeds will grow. And I thought that was pretty cool, especially with Valentine's, that like seeds of love will grow, and it's something that they can look forward to in the spring. So I have a cookie cutter that I'm using as a template. If you don't have one, that's quite all right. Maybe I'll make my heart a little cockeyed. And even with the cookie cutter, it's still not perfect. So if your heart is cockeyed, it's all right. We're going to take our glue and we're going to outline the heart. And then fill in the heart with glue. Okay, now we can take our seeds, and I have some wildflower seeds. I'm going to just sprinkle those on. Now, if you had like herb seeds, that would be really cool. I'm getting seeds. Okay, so my seeds on, once the glue dries, it'll just be a heart made up with seeds. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to glue that part. Go let that dry for a little bit. And then I'm going to glue it to this piece, and then I'm going to glue. I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the card. If you have a glue stick, that might be better for this part. It works better on paper, I think. Alright, so let this dry a little bit. We'll add that to the front of the card, put our verse in, and then we'll be done. Okay, so there's my card. It still needs to dry a little bit. I'm sure it'll look a whole lot better once it dries. Could even add some lace around the rectangles to give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more fancy. But that's my card. And like I said, just put in a little note that says, you can plant this card when spring comes. Give instructions if there's special instructions for the seed, whether it needs to be in a sunny location or if it can tolerate the shade. And give somebody a gift of love that'll keep on growing. So that is our card. Hope you had fun. Check out Lit Finder and some of the other resources that we have available on our website, and we'll see you next time.